Hello there. I have my scissors. I have a doll. So these actually came today, finally, from Amazon. They were very quick. So these are the new Rainbow High dolls. There's another couple in the box there. I got Crystal and Karma, I think their names are. I cannot remember what this boy's name is. River. There we go. I'm terrible with the names of these dolls. Anyway, so I'm going to try to open it because me wailing and gnashing at MGA boxes is hilarious, right? Or something. And I'm hoping all I need for this are these scissors. We will see. Because, honestly, MGA boxes suck. They are very pretty boxes. They're kind of shimmery and ow, I've already cut my finger. Ow. That wasn't the scissors, that was the card. God damn it. But yeah, it's all shimmery at the back, which, there we go, see, shimmery, pretty. I ended up getting, well, these three in the middle here, because, well, pink's not really my thing. And the rainbow one, I think she's really pretty, but I don't like either of her outfits. I'm waiting for her to come down in price. These are much like the first wave boxes. They're ginormous, shimmery, they're mostly plastic, they're pretty boring, but let's have a look and it really hurt my finger. See if they are any easier to open, because the first boxes, getting the doll out wasn't hard, it was getting these extra outfits out that proved to be extraordinarily difficult. So on this side we've got his stand, and also the outfits. Now how the hell are you meant to... I'll come back to that. Bang, 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 bang. It's one of the children. Bang, bang, bang. Don't know if the microphone picks that up, but it's very loud. Oh dear. Okay. I'm not going to try to preserve the box because I don't give a damn. But there he is. So that's step one, which is freeing the doll from that part of the packaging. I'll come back to the outfits when I can be bothered. That there. So, this is River. He's the first boy in the Rainbow High line, and much like MGA's boys always are, he's quite baby-faced. Look at this round baby face. So I'll be very curious to actually see, you know, what his body looks like and all of that. I know someone's already done that, but, you know, I want to see it in person. And also how big he is in comparison. So let's see if I can figure out how to cut him free. Let's see. Got one there. One tie. Two ties. Three ties. Okay. Is there any in his head? Oh, yeah. Okay. There's one around his neck like a garrote. There we go. Four. And then staples in his head. I'm not sure why they felt the need to put two staples in his head as well. I mean, what does that achieve other than fucking up his fucking? Okay, and then his arms should come out of these if you take his hands off, which is surprisingly difficult actually, especially with this hand because there's not enough space. Ow. You know what, I'm just going to cut this. I can't be bothered trying to wrestle with it. There we go. Okay, that wasn't too painful. That wasn't too awful. He's got kind of pudgy hands. These big kind of pudgy, strangely ill-defined hands. Like, they're really defined on the inside. I don't know if you can see that. They've got all like the little finger creases, but the outside is like weirdly undefined. He has fingernails and knuckles, but they're just a bit blurred. Let's have a look under here. Right, so here's his face. What's unusual is that he actually has inset lashes like the girls, which you don't often see when they do boy dolls, which is nice because it makes them look less starey, because that's the whole point of the inset eyes, is they make the eyes look less sort of like wild and staring. So that's kind of cool that he has these inset lashes. They're not quite as ridiculously pronounced as the girl eyes. They're a bit more realistic, but yeah, he has actually got inset lashes and very, very pale blue eyes. He's got hair like mine, look. Mine's slightly greener. But yeah, he's got this sort of teal aquamarine kind of coloured hair. It's full of gel, but only at the top. Weird. And then it's flocked white underneath. And there's a couple of holes in the flocking where these stupid little plastic staples were. Because of course there are. Does it have a part line? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. God, it's all stuck together because of the gel. Not really. Not really. Not one that comes all the way to the front anyway. So it is routed to be swept back like this, which means that if you want to do it sort of side swept or anything like that, you're going to have to use that seam. You can't really split it down the middle or anything like that. He also has, what's interesting is his eyebrows have those little kind of cut shave bits out of them. I've never understood that fashion, but there you go. And he has no gloss or shimmer on his skin, which is nice. His outfit is also a lot of pieces, so let's get this off of him. He's got his trainers have transparent soles, which is bizarre. I do not understand that. But they say "Dare to Dream" on them. Or at least, yeah, they say "Dare to Dream." And this one also has a little tag which says 2021. And my camera's not going to focus on that, but the little orange tag says 2021 on it. Yeah. He has a hat, which I think is the same mould as the red girl, who I can't remember the name of because remembering names is hard. It's got the peg in it, just like her hat, and it's got $signs on it. So it can go either way around. And it slots into a hole somewhere in the middle of his head. There it is. And it's a good idea because it means that the hat stays on. You know, I quite like that because it means you can tip the doll upside down and stuff like that. The hat doesn't come off, because hats coming off is a major problem with a lot of dolls that have hats. It drives me crazy. So I'm going to take his hands off, because his hands come off, which I always appreciate with a fashion doll. And we'll get his clothes off. So his first bit that I can get off is this jacket. It's rainbow. And it's got sort of like leather effect sleeves. The only problem I have with these sorts of sleeves is this material tends to disintegrate over time. But the rest of it is made of like quite a thick knit kind of, I don't know what this is, it's sort of almost like canvas, and then it's embroidered with rainbow and rainbow high. It's not a real pocket. It doesn't have real pockets. There are false pockets, and it's not lined, but it's a cute little bit, cute little jacket. So under that, he's wearing a sleeveless hoodie with sparkle on the front, which I think is a pastiche on, is that the Superdry logo? I don't know. Asking me about fashion is not going to happen. So this is made of some sort of stretchy knit, and the sleeves of it are intentionally kind of done so that they are hemmed, but they've left this raw edge so that it looks almost like he's cut the sleeves off of his hoodie himself, which is an interesting one. And then of course it's got the standard fashion doll, not actually a hood thing going on, because there's no way that a hood would ever fit over a giant head like that. He is buff. And then he's got, how the hell do you get this piece off? Right, much like, is it Ruby? I don't know what her name is, the red girl who has the jacket around her waist. His jacket around his waist is also literally designed only to be a jacket that goes around the waist. It's not a real jacket. It's all kind of stitched together, and it doesn't actually, yeah, it's like that. And I think it says, what does it say on it? I think it says rainbow, but it's hard to say. But yeah, I think it says rainbow. And finally his jeans, which feel weird. They're not denim. I don't know what, they sort of feel like they're made out of the same fabric as his hoodie. It's all very odd. But we'll get these, get these bloody things off as well. See if I can. Never seen that. He's got painted on boxer shorts. No tidy whities for him. No, boxer shorts, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure why they opted for, well, a long john kind of situation there. I'm not sure what that is about, but that's what he's got on. They're blue, and yeah, bit of an odd choice. We're looking at his jeans first. So this one has an error in the stitching here. That's meant to be a pocket, but that seam was not done. The other side, is this one's pocket? The other side looks like, no, they're both like that. Maybe they're meant to be like that. You can just stick your hand through it. So they're completely useless pockets. He can stick his hands in them, but he won't be able to keep any change in it. It'll just fall out. And then he's got working pockets at the back as well, which I think are actually properly working pockets. Yeah, the ones at the back are proper pockets. The ones at the front are just like flaps. I don't understand why. Because theoretically, I mean, you could have just stitched that down, and then it would have been a normal pocket, right? God knows. Trying to apply logic to MGA. It has a false fly and then velcros at the back, but yeah, it's made out of, I don't know what this fabric is. It's got a weave to it. It's not denim. It looks more like this fabric, so I don't know what it is. Let's put his hands back on anyway. Feels a lot of strength. There we go. So, he's got a chunky body, that's for sure. So, there is his body. He's got the typical, you know, MGA ridiculously ripped abs. It only looks like, well, it might be an 8-pack. Because MGA in anatomy is, you know, an interesting one. It kind of reminds me of, not the Bratz boy body, but the Moxie boy body, which was ridiculously, like, buff, and then had this baby head on top. It very much reminds me of that. And so that's the back. And then he's got, yeah, these painted on shorts. And much like the girls, he has this double jointed knee, but because there's no cutout at the back here, or the cutout's not big enough, he can't actually bend his knee any more than that. See, if there was more of a cutout, particularly at the top here, he'd be able to do a full, like, 90 degree, because that peanut joint is supposed to do that, but that's as much as you're going to get. It's not even a full 90 degrees, really. It's a bit disappointing, but that's what the girls have as well. And I'm not totally sure what these pieces add. I couldn't work that out with the girls either. And then his arms are just hinged, so they have a straightforward standard hinge joint. His hands cannot, oh jeez, yeah, his hands kind of can do that, but you have to sort of, they don't want to when they're actually properly in. You kind of have to pull them a little bit out of the socket in order to get them to bend, and that one's actually getting a lot of strain on its thing, so his wrists don't really want to bend, which is weird. I'm not entirely sure why that's happening. It's like there's just not enough space between his wrist and this hinge joint for this hinge joint to actually work. So there's all these like really cleverly designed joints which are just kind of screwed up by MGA's inability to understand how hinges work. It's like someone went to the effort of engineering these joints, and then MGA was like, nah, we won't, follow through with that. But yeah, so one of his hands can do that, but I can't get this one to do it. It doesn't want to. Let's pull it out and see if there's a particular reason why it doesn't. Yeah, it's actually frozen. It's, I don't know if you can see that, but there's no, this will not move at all. It just won't move. So basically it looks like that middle piece is not even designed to move. That middle piece doesn't have a seam. It's part of the hand.
What happened?
Weird. It's like it's all molded as one piece, whereas this one actually has a separate... I am really confused. That is very, very strange. He's got a little bit of staining on his lower arm, which I assume is from his jacket. Why did my light suddenly fade? That was weird. But yeah, so that that hand will not bend, and I don't know if that's just my doll or quite what. And like all of the Rainbow High dolls, he can't look up and down. He can only look side to side, which I think is a shame, because if they could actually move their heads more, I think they could pose with a bit more personality. He also has some hair coming out of his neck, which I'm going to need to cut. Poor boy. But that's River, and that's one of his outfits. Now his other outfit is here. This is where things get annoying, because these boxes they elected to glue in, and I'm not entirely sure. Oh my god, why? I mean, that one came out relatively easy, but this one does not. Jesus. Oh, god, that took a lot of strength. Right, so that's his shoes. Let's see if we can get this open and this bit open as well. Where did I put those scissors? Oh, there they are. Alright. So we'll have a look at his other outfit as well and see what that's like. Because one of the big issues with the girls and their alternate outfits is sometimes their alternate outfits don't quite fit them properly. Which is a shame. Okay, so... okay, so these shoes are held in with the plastic ties, which I'm going to have to get scissors in there to snip. and hopefully not snip anything else. Got it. And out they come. Yay! So, I have a little fake foot in them. So these ones have a normal sole on them with no patterning, but they are labelled right and left, which is always useful. These are more sort of standard little sneakers, trainers, whatever you want to call them. I see rainbow on the side. And they have 1 and 2 inside of them. And these are the little socks. The little socks again say rainbow on the side, but are otherwise just standard white socks on a little fake foot. So let's get those out. Let's try and get the whole outfit out. Again, I'm sure that all of the sort of logos and stuff is a reference to some fashion house, but I don't do fashion, so as you can tell. So I don't know. I'm sure someone far more clued up could probably explain it, but oh god, I can't. Tag. Oh, okay, shorts are out. And tag. And I do think it's a shame with these that these ones actually have stood up better. The previous ones, opening them pretty much destroyed, particularly the shoebox one, because it was so heavily glued on, and it was a shame because these little boxes are quite useful, and a lot of work was put into making these pretty little boxes, and what's the point of making the little boxes if you have to destroy them? So this was slightly easier to open. We'll see how the girls fare as well. So these are shorts. They're made of, I don't even know what this is. It's like a plasticky fabric. It kind of feels a little bit like raincoat material, but they're meant to be like, I think, waterproof shorts, like, you know, swim shorts or something. They're snake skin patterned. And then I need my scissors back because this is all pinned together. Got, I hate how they sew everything to everything else. It just leaves holes in everything. And then he's got this jacket which is made of that like thin fabric that like sports jackets are made of. It's got rainbow high all over it. And it's actually got a hood which is never gonna fit over this giant head. And it is all tabbed to itself, so I'm gonna have to snip the tabs holding its sleeves on. There we go. 1 and 2. I hate doing this because I'm always worried I'm going to snip the actual fabric. And then it's got a little false zip at the front. And this big circle RR thing, which is familiar, but I don't know why. Is it Chanel? I don't know. Don't care. And then his t-shirt, which just says Rainbow Paris on the front of it. It's just a white t-shirt. It's kind of plain, a bit boring. Let's get it on him. It's very nicely made though. It's made of very, very thick cotton fabric, so it's like a really hefty shirt. Boring, but well made. Weird vinyl feeling shorts. Really weird feeling. Not sure it'd be pleasant to walk around in these all day. You'd sweat your butt off, but also they'd kind of make this kind of like creak, 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 creak noise every time you walked. You know, like leather trousers. They do have working pockets though. I always like working pockets. And then this bit. has elasticated sleeves, right, okay. I have to take his hands off. Because the sleeves are too small for his big fat hands. God, the sleeves are too small for his big fat wrists, jeez. Right, socks are a nightmare to get on because of his heel. Right, got it. These are not easy to put on because you have to kind of yank them up over his heel, and you kind of need fingernails for that, which I don't have because you need to be able to... There we go. These shoes are actually slightly transparent. Top piece, top part, the black, is actually slightly transparent. I didn't notice that before. But yeah. What a weird thing to do. I don't know, don't get it. But that's his secondary outfit. I think I kind of prefer the black shoes, to be honest. Not sure about these shorts. And as I said, there's no way this will ever go over his head. In order to do that, they'd have to make a hood so big it would just swamp him. But yeah, so that's his secondary outfit, which, you know, isn't bad. One of the nice things about the Rainbow High Dolls is they do stand up on their own, so you can just stick him over there. He doesn't actually need his stupid stand. I don't like the Rainbow High stands, and I will explain why. I'm going to open this and show you what I mean. I really don't like them. I think they were very poorly thought out. They kind of feel like an afterthought, because what you've got is your sparkly base and your prop, which is fine. That's standard, normal. Which way around does this go? I think it goes this way, actually. But then you've got this. And this clip does not really work. It might work better for the boy body, we'll see. But it's just so big and bulky around their waist that you're looking at a fashion doll, right? You don't want their stand to ruck up their clothes, right? You don't want it to be intrusive and in the way. And this stand is so bulky around the waist that it just gets in the way. It rucks everything up, and you can't hide it because it's too big. So there's no way of hiding the stand, and that annoys me. Because usually a doll stand would hold quite close to the body and be quite thin. And so the clothing would go over the top, or at the very least the jacket would go over the top and hide it, right? And you would not be able to see the stupid stand props. But you can kind of do it, but you end up with these weird, you know, sticking out bits. And so I really don't like these stands. I don't use them because they annoy me. And they're not very sturdy anyway. So I don't really see the point of them. I don't get why they bothered. I mean, the dolls stand on their own anyway. Even the girls in their heels stand on their own. So why bother with this stupid stand? Either make a proper stand or don't bother. This is just plastic crap. It doesn't work. It annoys me. Can't be happy with it. I do like that they come with, you know, coat hangers and things like that. I think that's quite cool. But what are you meant to hang the coat hanger on? Like, there's one playset which comes with a rail, but are you meant to put all of their clothes on the same rail? It's quite flimsy and not very, it's just really, really not very well made. It's an incredibly flimsy piece, and so I'm just not, I don't know, I'm just not convinced that that's what you're meant to hang them on. I do like that you've got these, you know, skirt or whatever clip ones. You don't see those often. And a normal one. The thing is, there's not enough coat hanger bits for all his stuff. So, like, this would be for the trousers, right? Okay. But then you've got 1, 2, 3 bits that you're meant to try and fit on. What do you do? Do you just like... And because these don't do up, because it doesn't do up, it's not going to stay on there. Literally the only bit that you can get to stay is going to be this bit. You can get that one to stay on. But because this jacket and this jacket can't actually do up, they don't have any kind of poppers or anything at the front, they won't stay on a coat hanger. They're not going to stay on. So that's kind of annoying. That's probably why they didn't give them a coat hanger. But it is quite irritating that the design of these means that you can't hang them. Silly. And I don't know what you're meant to do with this bit. I have no idea. I accidentally stopped recording. Anyway, you get about 11 bits of stuff. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 items of clothing, which isn't bad, you know. So these retail for I think $28.99, so almost £30, which is a similar price, actually cheaper than the OMGs, which is interesting. I'm going to grab one of the OMGs down. So they're actually cheaper than these, which is fascinating because the Rainbow High dolls arguably have far more put into them. They've got inset eyes rather than painted eyes. They've got 2 fashions. They've got 2 pairs of shoes. They don't have all of the accessories necessarily. I think the girls don't have pierced ears. And so, I suppose, I don't know how much money is earrings. So, they have less in the way of, like, plastic accessories, like bracelets and necklaces and earrings, but they do have a whole second outfit. So I would argue that Rainbow High is actually better value for money. I've never been entirely sure why. I mean, this one's not a great example because she's actually from a multi-pack. But I've never been entirely sure why the OMGs are as expensive as they are, because, I know, they're nice dolls and all, but their outfits really are no more complicated than the Rainbow High outfits, and so I'm kind of bewildered by the pricing here. I don't know how MGA does the, decides this, but oh well. It's worth noting that he has kind of got a tanned-ish complexion. I don't know what skin tone he is. It's kind of beige. So it would be nice to see, I'm just going to put her there for now. It would be nice to see more boys. It would be quite nice because I always like a boy doll. Boy dolls are, still relatively uncommon, particularly boy dolls who are actually wearing something decent. So often boy dolls kind of get crap outfits. I mean, you look at Mattel's offerings with Ken, the outfits he's wearing are just like a t-shirt and some shorts. I mean, t-shirt and shorts, but they're really, really either very boring or such garish patterns that they're just, no person is gonna wear that. They're like matching. It's awful. And they don't tend to have articulation. If they do, then you get an even more budget outfit. So it's nice to actually get a boy doll that not only has articulation, but actually has multiple fashion pieces that are arguably fashionable. I don't know much about fashion, but arguably a lot of these pieces, I mean, I would wear this. I would totally wear. Actually, I have a Letterman jacket somewhere. But, these are pieces that, a real human being would actually wear, which is nice. So, that's River.
I think that's enough for us.
He's cute. But I've got 2 more dolls to open here. So, I'm not necessarily going to open them all right now, but this is Crystal. I think that's her name. And Karma.